Hey folks, welcome to Shooting Up North. I'm your host, Lewis Carlin. We're right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're watching for the first time, please consider hitting that subscribe button. If you want to follow me on social media, I'm on Twitter at Shooting Up North, Instagram at Alliance PW Network. And as always, feel free to join our Facebook group, the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. And if you want one of these sweet t-shirts on our YouTube channel at the top, the Shooting Up North banner, right in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see Shooting Up North merchandise. Click on that link and you can order one of these sweet t-shirts. Okay, so tonight is all the New Japan Pro Wrestling and All Elite Wrestling's Forbidden Door event, pay-per-view. It's going to be on Fight TV. It was supposed to be a big card, with a bunch of dream matches, but unfortunately, we had some injuries. CM Punk is out. Bryan Danielson is out. Hiromu Takahashi is now out as well. And Tomohiro Ishii also out with an injury. Hiromu Takahashi had a fever, wasn't allowed to come to the States. So he's off the show as well. But there's a lot of there's big news. There's a lot of actually a lot of big speculation as to who Bryan Danielson's replacement opponent is going to be for Zack Sabre Jr. Originally, it was Zack Sabre Jr. calling out Bryan Danielson. It was supposed to be Zack Sabre Jr. versus Bryan Danielson, which would have been I think a fantastic match. But Bryan Danielson getting injured, not able to wrestle. So there's going to be a replacement opponent. The replacement opponent, as per Bryan Danielson, has already been named. And let me pull up here. Tony Khan has also said that he promises a great moment when the mystery opponent debuts. So the big question is, who is the mystery opponent going to be? So I have an idea who I think it's going to be, but let's run down some of the names that are being thrown out there. The number one name being thrown out there right now is Cesaro. People are saying it's going to be Cesaro. If you go on websites, it's like, what's Cesaro doing? Where is Cesaro now? There's a report that Cesaro is back in the ring in Florida, and he's been training for a couple of weeks. So that's adding to speculation that he's going to be the mystery opponent. Cesaro and Zack Sabre Jr. would be a fantastic match, but with the lack of star power. The lack of star power with CM Punk out, Hiromu Takahashi out, Tomohiro Ishii out, and of course Bryan Danielson out. With the lack of star power, I think it would make sense. It would have made sense if if it was Cesaro, that they would have announced it already. It would have helped pay-per-view buys. It would have helped pay-per-view sales. I mean, the actual tickets to the event, the live event, sold really fast. People were expecting dream matches after dream match after dream match. They weren't anticipating CM Punk and Bryan Danielson both to get injured. But that's what I think. I think if it was Cesaro, if it was going to be Cesaro, I think they would have announced it already. They would have announced it either on the last Dynamite or the last Rampage to boost pay-per-view sales. So personally, I don't think it's Cesaro. I don't think it's Cesaro. Another name that's I've seen thrown out there, not quite as much as Johnny Gargano. Could be Johnny Gargano. Personally, I don't think it's Johnny Gargano. But again, Johnny Gargano, big name. If it was Johnny Gargano, I would think Tony Khan is a business person, is a businessman, wants to make money. So I think if it was Johnny Gargano, I think they would have announced it as well, either on the last episode of Dynamite or on Rampage. But they didn't. So I don't think it's going to be Cesaro. I don't think it's going to be Johnny Gargano. I could be wrong, but personally, my gut feeling is saying that it's not going to be one of those guys. Here's who I think it's going to be. Here's who I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Ring of Honor World Champion Jonathan Gresham. Jonathan Gresham versus Zack Sabre Jr. The styles will mesh so well. It'll be a great technical match between the two. Lots of attempted submissions between the two as well. I think they could have an absolutely Jonathan Gresham versus Zack Sabre Jr. could be a match that could steal the show. Actually, that could steal the show. And Tony Khan promises a great moment when the mystery opponent debuts. Could very well be Jonathan Gresham, and the great moment he's talking about is the potentially great match that Jonathan Gresham and Zack Sabre Jr. can have. And here's another thing that you can do. It could Gresham versus Zack Sabre Jr. Ring of Honor World title not on the line. Zack Sabre Jr. could defeat Jonathan Gresham, and I know they're going to announce another Ring of Honor event really soon. Zack Sabre Jr. could make the case that he's the number one contender for the Ring of Honor World Title. Come to that event, and we could get Jonathan Gresham defending the Ring of Honor World Title against Zack Sabre Jr. That would make sense. It would, I think, it would add intrigue to any potential world title match if Zack Sabre Jr. were to defeat Jonathan Gresham. If Jonathan Gresham is in fact the mystery, the replacement for Bryan Danielson. I personally think it is going to be Jonathan Gresham. I think if it is Jonathan Gresham, him and Zack Sabre Jr. are going to have a fantastic match. But again, I could be wrong. It could very well be Cesaro. That could very well be Johnny Gargano. Actually, the mystery opponent. The mystery replacement is supposed to be the newest member of the Blackpool Fight Club. So I can see Jonathan Gresham in the Fight Club, but you could also see Cesaro or Johnny Gargano in there as well. But we'll see what happens. I think it's going to be Jonathan Gresham. I don't think it's going to be Cesaro. As I said, it wouldn't have been smart if you got Cesaro not to announce it already to add pay-per-view sales. But then again, Tony Khan's got the style of, hey, you could also make the argument that the potential appearance of Cesaro might boost the pay-per-view sales as well. You could say that as well, but I think there's going to be, if you don't announce Cesaro and it's a mystery opponent, you got some people who think, you know what, I'm going to order it because it might be Cesaro, but you can also get a few people who are going to say, or a large group of people that'll say, you know what, I was going to drop $54.99 on it. Well, that's how much it is in Canada. I think that's the Canadian funds. Not sure how much it is in the States, but I'll use Canadian funds. You have people saying, I'm not going to drop $54.99 on it if I don't know, just because if it's not Cesaro, I'm going to be disappointed. So that's the scenario you have. But if you announce that it's Cesaro a few days before, then you got that whole group of people saying, you know what, I'm ordering it for Cesaro. So that's why I think it's not going to be Cesaro. I think if it's not Cesaro, if it's anybody else but Cesaro, you might get a few fans disappointed in the crowd, but Jonathan Gresham, I think will come out and have a fantastic match if it is in fact Jonathan Gresham. But that's my pick. That's my pick. Jonathan Gresham to be the mystery replacement opponent for Daniel Bryan. I'm sorry. I said Daniel Bryan for Bryan Danielson. That's my pick, Jonathan Gresham. Okay, so let's do a quick, let's run down the show. I'm not going to do a real preview. I'm just going to give predictions because nothing really, besides Moxley and Hiroshi Tanahashi, there's really no matches in here that really jump out at me. So I'll just run down the matches, give my quick prediction, and then we'll end this edition of Shooting Up North. As I said, for the interim AEW World Championship, Jon Moxley versus Hiroshi Tanahashi should be this is the only one match that really jumps out at me. That's like, wow, this is gonna be a great one. Well, I shouldn't say the only one, but there's one more. But I'm going to go with Moxley, of course, to win the interim AEW World Championship. So I go with Moxley. Then you have the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Jay White, the champion, recently defeating Kazuchika Okada. He defends against Kazuchika Okada, Hangman Adam Page, and Adam Cole in a fatal four-way match. Not a fan of them making the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship a fatal four-way match. This is a prestigious title. It should have been a one-on-one match. It should have been Jay White against Adam Page. I would have, personally, if it was me, I would have kept the title on Okada, have Okada against Hangman Page, Okada victorious, and then going back and then dropping the title to Jay White. But as it stands right now, it's a fatal four-way match. Jay White versus Kazuchika Okada, Hangman Page, and Adam Cole. Jay White should win this one. I could see Kazuchika Okada about to pin Hangman Page or hitting the Rainmaker on Page or Cole, about to pin him, but Jay White comes in and pushes Okada off and sneaks out a victory. But I got Jay White is going to walk in with the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. He's going to walk out with the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. I just wish it wasn't a fatal four-way match. I just wish it was a one-on-one match. This is the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. my opinion, should have been a one-on-one match. But anyway, I'll leave it at that. Then we have the AEW All Atlantic Championship, another four-way match. We got Pac versus Miro versus Malachi Black versus Clark Connors. It's supposed to be Tomohiro Ishii, but Tomohiro Ishii got injured, so Clark Connors taking his spot. This should be a good match. This should be a good match. But again, another fatal four-way. I'm going to go with Malachi Black. Malachi Black to win the AEW All Atlantic Championship. IWGP US Heavyweight Championship on the line. Will Ospreay defending against Orange Cassidy. Okay, Orange Cassidy is he's got his persona, but he's also very, very good in the ring. This was originally supposed to be Will Ospreay defending against Andrade, but because I think Andrade works for AAA, and New Japan Pro Wrestling has a working agreement with CMLL that because of the agreement that they have with CMLL, Andrade was not allowed to compete or wrestle on the show. So they gave Will Ospreay Orange Cassidy. Not thrilled about this one. I think maybe they could have found a better opponent for Will Ospreay, but Will Ospreay retains. Should be a good match. And like I said, Orange Cassidy is very good in the ring. But you would have thought that they would have given Will Ospreay a different Will Ospreay against Andrade would have been terrific. But anyway, nonetheless, what they should have done is Jay White against Adam Page, and then Will Ospreay versus Adam Cole. That's what they should have done instead of making a bit of four-way. And then you got Kazuchika Okada. You can find an opponent because get you Okada. You could have done Okada versus Chris Jericho or something like that, But anyway, I'm not booking the show. So, but anyway, but Will Ospreay's not losing to Orange Cassidy. Then you have FTR, the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, versus United Empire, Jeff Cobb and the Great Khan, the IWGP Tag Team Champions, versus Roppongi Vice, Trent Beretta. And the dude's name is escaping me right now. Rocky Romero. Again, three teams. It's winner take all. Whoever wins wins is the Ring of Honor and the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. But I want to see United Empire. It's going to win, but I have a feeling FTR is going to win. Roppongi Vice is definitely not going to win, so I'm going to go. I'm going to go FTR, I guess. I'm not sure why they're doing this where winner take all. I'm not interested, really. It should have just been FTR defending their titles against a tag team from New Japan Pro Wrestling, and then United Empire defending their titles against a team from AEW, and both teams are victorious. FTR and United Empire are both victorious. See, what I'm getting by looking at this is it's like I don't know who booked the show, but it kind of makes it seem like I don't know that's. I'm not. Never mind. Never mind. I just don't like the way the show has been booked. That's all. It should have been FDR defending the Ring of Honor. And where's the AEW tag titles? I don't see them being defended at all. But anyway, the FDR defending versus United Empire versus Roppongi Vice. Whoever wins the match is the Ring of Honor and the IWGP Tag Team Champions. I can see FTR winning. I'm gonna go FTR. Victoria. No, you know what? My heart's saying, my head's saying FTR, my heart's saying United Empire. So I'm going to go with my heart on this one. I'm going to say United Empire wins both, becomes the Ring of Honor and the IWGP. Well, there they are, the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. I say they win, and they also win the Ring of Honor Tag Team title. So we'll leave it at that. AEW World's Women's Championship on the line. Thunder Rosa against Toni Storm. I'm going to pick Toni Storm to dethrone Thunder Rosa here. So I picked Toni Storm to become the new AEW World Women's Champion. And we have Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki versus Eddie Kingston, Wheeler Yuta, and Shota Umino. Winner gets the advantage for Blood and Guts next Wednesday. Okay, so I'm going with Jericho, Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki. I'm saying Suzuki is probably going to tap out Wheeler Yuta, so I'll go with Jericho, Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki. The Young Bucks and El Phantasmo versus Sting, Darby Allin, and Shingo Takagi. It was originally supposed to be the Young Bucks, El Phantasmo, and Hikuleo versus Sting, Darby Allin, Shingo Takagi, and Hiromu Takahashi. But as I mentioned, Takahashi is out. So it's the Young Bucks versus Phantasmo, and Phantasmo versus Sting, Darby Allin, and Shingo Takagi. I'm going with Sting, Darby Allin, and Shingo Takagi to win this one. Should be an okay match. Should be an okay match. Zack Sabre Jr. versus the mystery opponent. Picked by Bryan Danielson. My pick for the mystery opponent is Jonathan Gresham, but I have Zack Sabre Jr. winning the match there. Then we have Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee versus Suzuki-gun. I believe it's Yoshinobu Kanemaru and El Desperado. Swerve Strickland, Keith Lee, they're a heavyweight tag team. Kanemaru and El Desperado. El Desperado, former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. They're a junior heavyweight tag team. I could see the Keith Lee, Swerve Strickland should win that one. QT Marshall and Aaron Solo versus Bishiman, which is Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi. If Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi lose this match, I'll be very disappointed. It'll just be just Tony Khan saying, I don't want my AEW guys to lose. So I'm going with Bishiman to defeat Aaron Solo and QT Marshall. And then we have Gun Club and Matt Caster versus Yuya Uemura, Alec Coughlin, the DKC, and Kevin Knight. This should be a high octane, fast paced match. Yuya Uemura, Coughlin, DKC, and Kevin Knight are all very, very good young wrestlers. But the Gun Club and Matt Caster, I don't think Tony Khan's gonna let them lose. So I'm gonna go Gun Club. I'm gonna be rooting for Yuya Uemura and his team, but I'm picking Gun Club and Max Caster to win that one. Okay, so those are my predictions for AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door, which is tonight on pay-per-view on Fight. Again, the card, there's nothing really special about this card. I mean, it was supposed to be a special show. Granted, there were injuries, which is you gotta, but still, there's nothing about this show that I'm like, wow. And you haven't even had Forbidden Door 1 yet, and already Tony Khan is talking about possibly Forbidden Door 2 or make this a yearly event. Let's get through this one first. Okay, let's get through this one first, because quite frankly, there's nothing besides Moxley and Tanahashi. There's really nothing on this show that just really jumps out at me as a must-see match. So, all right, so we're gonna leave it at that. Anything breaks, I'll be back. But until then, thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. Stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye-bye.